Something Chapman and I have been talking about some lately is success and what that means and how it means so many different things to so many different people. So we just thought it'd be a good episode to kind of just do on just success and what that means to me, to him, and then kind of how it's morphed and kind of what we see with other, people we're around, business people we're around and things like that. So for me, I mean, success initially, in the especially the early years, it was having a happy, healthy family, and then just success, financial success, owning more property, making more money, things like that. It was a pretty shallow definition of success, and it's changed a lot over the years. But what would you say your definition was like early on, and would you say it's changed?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, especially in high school and college, what you mentioned is those first, making enough money or having a healthy lifestyle with a house or family, things like that. I mean, I think that's the thing that they kind of train you to be like, if you get here, you're good. And that's, I think, a lot of what my goal, I think, still is, and I think Callie would probably agree too, is just, being able to have the, that balance of financial stability and home life, success, or just at ease feeling, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, when I was in high school, it was definitely success was, do you do well academically or sports, and then where are you going to college? Was like kind of like the next
Yeah.
step for success was where are you going to college? It was like expected you were going to college.
Yeah, your senior year, that's what you get asked.
Yeah, you get asked all the time, where are you going to college? And I'm like, well, I don't really know what I want to do, so I guess I'll go to Richland and kind of figure it out from there. When in all actuality, like, you don't need to go to college, obviously.
Yeah.
And they've done a lot better nowadays with the trades, saying, hey, there's these options. You can go right into a trade out of high school instead of where you go into college. And entrepreneurship has become a lot more popular, even though it's arguably probably harder now than it was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
It's still another avenue, and I just think that at the end of the day, it kind of depends on who you surround yourself with, on what that kind of, the high school next step kind of success
Yeah, I
bubble
mean,
looks like.
even within the past, 11 years since I graduated from high school, I think that question of, where are you going to college has switched more so, at least from what I've seen, to, what are you doing when you graduate? Because so many of these programs that are offered in high school or college and, these schools of entrepreneurship or things like that are kind of taking precedent over, or the trades, like you said, too. So it's not necessarily, you
Right.
don't have to go to college to be successful now and you didn't always have to, but
No.
there was that,
It was just
ideology
a
of
status.
that. Yeah.
It was more of a status standard. You need to go to college, or where are you going to college? And I'm just, especially now, obviously you didn't even finish Richland, so I'm a firm believer you don't need to go to college to be successful.
Yeah.
And you can, there's a lot more with learning certain skills and working hard than than it matters what you learn in college. But there's a lot of opportunities now. There's a lot more, I would say, well-known opportunities
And I
high
think
school.
I think it helps that people are, I think, now more open-minded to doing something, whether it's on your own or kind of taking your time versus knowing what you want to do when you're 18 for the rest of your life. And, I think I took, obviously, 4 years to switch around figuring that out. So I would never have known when I was 18 years old what I was going to be doing at 30. And I think that's a lot of pressure to put on people. And I think people said it back then, too. So it's kind of cool now to see, there's a little bit more lax on kind of that stuff.
Yeah, and I think that it's just frustrating for me because, to me, you should just try to be successful at whatever it is you're doing with your future goals in mind. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're working just fast food job at McDonald's, be the best employee there, because creating those habits are going to pay dividends as you move forward, and whatever that your next step is, whatever your goal you're trying to achieve. Maybe it's you want to be the district manager of McDonald's. Well, then you need to be the best fry cook
Yeah.
that they've ever seen to get those next opportunities. I mean, just those fine details, and that's something that like Hill and I are very intentional about trying to teach our kids. In sports, hustle, do the details. If you want to play, you need to work hard outside of practice and games,
Yeah.
because the really good ones, they are practicing, they are working hard outside of games, and it's the same with any sort of success, business, anything. Like for me, there are other restaurants that I'm competing against, and
Yeah.
there might be some owner that is trying to outwork me, but I've got the mentality of no way am I going to let somebody else outwork me. So
Yeah.
I will do whatever it takes and whatever I need to do and it's not even about, making more money or anything. It's just being successful and building that brand and having that work ethic.
Yeah, and one thing that I've heard in the past, whether I think it was a podcast, was the saying that success is a system, not a goal. And so what that means is, kind of exactly what you said, goals are important to have, and they're things that you can work up to, but success for a lot of people can also be what you're currently doing now and kind of what you're, like exactly what you said, if you're a worker at McDonald's or you're a business owner, or, whatever that may be, goals give directions, but a system is more so, can kind of create momentum to get there. And if you focus on the system itself, that can, get you to your goal, but, also give you a feeling of success where you're at right now, if that makes sense.
Creating habits,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
exactly.
That's like the system thing.
Yeah.
You're creating those habits, I've read a book once called The One Thing, and the whole premise of the book was focus on, so like you make your big goal, and then you narrow it down to focusing on what is one thing I can do today to take a step towards that goal. What is one thing I can do this week to take a step? And it all the way down to month, year, etc.
Yeah.
But breaking it all the way down to what is one thing I can do today that I'm going to take one step closer to the goal. And like for me, an overarching thing is having a hard work ethic and being willing to make the sacrifices and outwork people, and having that I'm not going to get beat by somebody else mentality, no matter what you're doing, whether it is sports, restaurants, any sort of business, social media presence, whatever it is, you gotta, if that's your goal or whatever your role is right now. I mean, even if you're a janitor, being the best janitor you can be, I mean, that's going to matter. Those details matter for what you're gonna go on to do next, or if that's what you want to do and you're happy, great. You should always want to do everything you're doing to the best of your abilities, because I think it's going to lead to you being a happier person.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's kind of that feeling of ease as well, too. That plays a lot into people would consider success, and if you are, comfortable with whatever that job is, great. If that's your version of success and you're there, keep that feeling. That's okay with some people. I think watching you, I can say that you've probably had in times that feeling of ease, but you've also wanted more, and that's.
Well, I can feel when I'm getting it like lax.
Yeah.
Or I'm getting comfortable, and that's when I know, okay, I need to change it up. I need to do something different. Or that's why Hill and I just did 75 hard. We could, I felt myself getting a little lax and comfortable. I'm like, no, I need to
almost in like too much of a routine of like everything's the same. And
it's not even so much the same. It's just contentment.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's not I need to make more money, or I need
more
there's
still problems, still
it's
things
just,
like that.
I want to be constantly growing. So if I'm not pushing myself constantly, then I'm not growing. I'm not taking steps forward. And no matter what, every single day, you either take one step forward or one step backward, either towards your goal or towards the person you want to be. You can't have a day where you just stand still. It could be a 1-inch step backwards or a 1-inch step forward, but you're doing something. You're moving forward or backward every single day.
Yeah, I mean, just watching you, I feel like, tell me if I'm wrong, but, if you had to probably describe your current feeling of success or your current success definition, I feel like for you, at least watching you, is knowing that you're growing, not just your businesses, but like as a person and as a, family, whatever that may be. But like watching you say, like, I feel like you could say that your version of success right now is just knowing that you're pushing yourself and growing consistently.
Yeah, I mean that's a big part of it. I mean, I think like I said, it's grown from success is just making more money or having more things to like enjoying the journey and appreciating the journey because that's the best part. I mean,
Yeah.
building the businesses, making the deals, and then it in turn, like now we have employees and for me, success is taking good care of all of those people and their families, giving them opportunities. Hill and I have an obligation to run our businesses to the best of our ability so that way they have the most opportunity and they can take better care of their families. Because
Yeah.
if we just get lax or don't take care of our responsibilities, the businesses could go away, which therefore unemploys people that are relying on those jobs.
Yeah.
And then they're having to figure something else out. But we have to take a lot of pride in being, knowing we're responsible for doing our best and doing our part to pour into the people that help us. I mean, because we can't run it all without a great team. So we want to make sure we're doing our part. And that's a big part of success for me now is how am I helping others? How am I serving others or helping my community or, things like that.
Yeah, no, as a business owner, I definitely agree. And I mean, I see that from you guys. You guys obviously have a lot more, people employed under you and people with, full-time status under you guys than, we do. But, that's kind of what we think too is, Callie and I could save a bunch of money and work as much as we possibly could throughout the week. But we've got employees that obviously, and we tell them too, especially our managers, if you guys, potentially want paid more in the future or want more hours, like help us grow. And that's something that we'd love the opportunity for you guys to have.
Right. When you get people that buy into your kind of your mission and your vision and, hey, if the business grows, we all grow. Like we're
Yep.
not taking, and the people will be able to tell whether they,
Yeah,
that's
no.
believable or not
Yeah,
coming
especially
from
people.
you as
Yeah.
the owner.
Yeah.
And then they trust you and then they do, give extra effort and they do try and push harder to help you grow your business and you get more buy-in that way.
No. Yeah, I agree. That makes sense. And I think when you're almost aligned with the people that are in your business, if just as much as you are, I think that's the best way to potentially help your business grow. And like if they feel like they're a piece of it as well.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you're the captain of the ship, right? I
Yeah.
mean, you're the one that's supposed to be up in the mast, directing everything, and you've got a bunch of people rowing it, and as long as they're all rowing in the same direction and you're leading the way the right way, things are going to go well. But you need them to be rowing, and they need you to direct the way.
Yeah.
So it's a team effort. I mean,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of people to make. There's very few businesses that it's just one person,
Yeah. No.
rowing and directing at the same time, and you're never going to scale in a business
and they don't stop.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So
exactly.
I mean, and it's a matter of what your goal is. Do you want to how far do you want to scale?
Yeah, no. Kind of switching gears, question for you is, especially with the time with social media and TV, things like that, how do you keep your mindset on yourself, your own goals, without feeling like you need to live up to, these quote unquote borrowed goals of, especially in the time of influencers and things
Yeah,
like that. I would say you've probably got a better mindset than most people do, but I think that's a problem that a lot of people fall into.
Yeah, well, I think I'm lucky because that sort of social media and presence really didn't start uptaking until 10 years ago.
Yeah.
10, 12 years ago. So I was already, my mindsets were already kind of made of like work hard and no one outworks me, and turning into like a serving leader and trying to grow as a leader and those types of things. I think especially the younger generations, they get in the trap of seeing it's been around forever, right? Keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
That's what they used to call it. Now it's, you've got the 22-year-old influencer, with their Ferrari, but they don't know that Ferrari is probably just leased and or borrowed for their post.
Or a lot of those
it's
tips,
a
like,
bunch of BS.
what do their parents do? It's like
Yeah, it's just a bunch of BS, and it's not actual entrepreneurs that are building up businesses. And if you're 22, I mean, aside from a handful of the tech stuff, I mean, sure, at 26 years old, could I bought a really nice vehicle? Sure, I could have, but I'm trying to build a business. I'm trying to build a brand. I wouldn't be going to get advice from a 26-year-old if
Yeah.
I'm, 18 years old, and they're building a business, and the first thing they're doing is buying a $200,000 car.
yeah,
That tells me they're not serious about building their business, because what you should be doing those first, I mean, heck, Hill and I still do a lot,
Yeah.
is pouring money back into the business. How can we build it up? How can we make it better? How can we, things like that. So, I mean, I wouldn't even take advice from somebody like that. But, I mean, I do think that a lot of the youth and a lot of people get tricked into
for
thinking
sure.
that's reality.
Yeah.
It's not reality.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a handful out there that
Yeah, I mean-
actually have built some business at a really young age, and they, can buy all the crazy stuff. Which, more power to them. Great. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
I'm definitely
happy
not.
for
I'm
'em if
definitely
they
not
get-
downing the people that
yeah,
are
if you
trying to be
actually
influencers,
did it and
things
you,
like that.
you did it, great. It's more the people that do, like the 26, 27-year-old that does post those things and everything. Then all of a sudden they're selling a class for $300, an online course, and you pay it, and they're just regurgitating information from somebody else. They didn't actually build a business. They didn't actually do something
Right.
that merits them giving advice or charging people for advice or things like that. That's the stuff that kind of bugs me. You have the social media gurus that
It's
think
this
they
go
know.
viral era of you get
Yeah,
a couple videos that take
ex-
off, and then
and that's
you
what they're
already
going
got
for,
it
right?
established, but it's like you didn't.
That's
I mean,
what they're
in
going
most
for, right?
cases,
They're
yeah.
trying to just go viral so then they can eventually monetize. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what they're hoping to do.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because I think a lot of people waste money
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, there's so many local entrepreneurs everywhere that would have no problem trying to help mentor somebody that has questions. But as long as they put in the work beforehand, don't go asking somebody like me, "Hey, can I take you to lunch?" or have a half an hour of your time and not have been prepared, not have put in work, not
Yeah.
have like, "Here's my business plan. Here's what I'm thinking. What do you think about this?" Or, "Hey, I'm trying to get into real estate. Here, look, I've analyzed these 10 deals. How do
Yeah.
they look to you? Did I do this right? What do you think? Which ones would you go after? Which ones wouldn't you?" Like, make sure you're putting in work before. Don't just say, "Hey, I'd love to learn from you."
Or hey, how can I get to your status?
Yeah,
Like,
how
it's
can
like-
I get to your status? And the biggest thing, offer, like, "Hey, how can I I'd like to bring you some value."
Yeah.
Because especially, I'm a small fish in a big pond compared to a lot of bigger entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
You want to get to somebody, that's making millions of dollars a year, you're going to have to try and bring them some sort of value.
Just like-
bring them a deal.
Just like Shark Tank. It's
Yeah,
like,
bring
that's
them
why
a
those
deal.
people are
Say,
there.
"Hey,
Yeah.
I've got this deal. I can't make it happen, but it looks like something you might be interested in. Do you want to sit down and talk about it?" They're going to be a lot more interested in sitting down and talking about it. You bring them a deal. They close the deal. Now there's a connection. Now you can you have to be strategic about it. Don't just start, cold calling people that have a little bit of success in your area without having some sort of plan on how you can either bring some value or be totally prepared. And, "Hey, I've been listening to these podcasts, reading these books. I'm
Those
absorbing
people
all this
aren't going to
knowledge."
tell you, if you do this right here, this is how you get to, this goal. I mean, because they'd probably already be doing it themselves.
Well, yeah, and at the end of the day, every business is so different. So, if somebody's trying to come to me, even if it was a restaurant,
Yeah.
and they don't have at least an outline business plan and an ideal location area, a demographic that they're looking at and things like that, I can't even help them. Like, I don't even know what to tell.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to tell you, because if there's no detail, if all you say is, "I want to make barbecue, how do I open a restaurant?" That's way too broad. Are you wanting dine-in? Are you wanting just carry-out only?
What's
you
the
wanting to do
area, all that
delivery?
stuff, yeah.
What town are you looking at? What are you hoping to do?
Yeah.
And having some of the, making sure you're educated enough and you've done a lot of the front end work before
Yeah.
you sit down and get advice from somebody, I think is very, very crucial.
Yeah,
To even getting that meeting, or even if you somehow get the meeting and then you look ill prepared, they're not going to meet with you again. They're not going to give you that time again.
right. Yeah, so pulling that into, the overall, topic that we're talking about with goals, I think it's important that people realize, especially as a business owner, those goals aren't just going to, show up at your doorstop. Like, you've got to do your research, you've got to do your homework and follow the right, guides, I guess is what to wrap up what you were just that piece of what you were just saying.
I think it's crucial to make goals, and it's crucial to then map out how you're going to accomplish that goal.
Yeah.
Because you can't just go in blind. Okay, I want to do $1 million in sales. Okay, well, how do you plan on doing that? Okay, that means you're going to have to make sure your pricing is on point, your marketing is on point, things like that, breaking it down. And the amazing thing is, every time I've taken the time to really write out a goal and kind of map it out, I accomplish it way faster.
Yeah.
Than the time frame I put on it. And that's all comes down to discipline, focus, being strategic, and being very intentional about working on that goal. And I encourage people to not make too many goals at once either, because how can you focus on 8 goals?
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be really hard. I think if you make a business goal, a personal goal, and like a relationship type goal, 3 or 4 goals like that, then I think that's manageable. You can actually.
Yeah, and you can turn those multiple goals into your definition of success as well. Your big success item doesn't have to be, one big goal. It can be broken down. And it's funny because as you're talking, that's exactly what I was thinking of was we're potty training. And my thought is, it's not just going to for him at least, it's not just going to be, okay, once he's doing it, that's success. It's, each step that we take with him to do it, we're going to treat like success. So he has that feeling, and he's 3 years old, but still, like, that's what came to my mind was, just checking those boxes to get to the big item can all be considered success. Like, it doesn't have to be the final thing.
No, not
to
at
have
all.
That feeling.
And unfortunately, we live in a very much a victim mentality society. Oh. So you're also combating the people that want to put you down for being successful. Mm-hmm. You have to ignore those people.
Yeah.
You just have to ignore them. All you can do is pray for them and hope that they just wake up and realize nobody's coming to save you. And obviously Jesus is saving us spiritually, but I'm talking about the government's not coming to save you.
Yeah.
At least you shouldn't hope for the government to just come and save you and give you money to get you out of your predicament.
Yeah.
Nobody's coming to save you. You have to start working hard, making better choices, and that's going to lead to what your definition of success is. But you have to, the victim mentality, I think, does put even the people that want success. If you are surrounded by, your 3 or 4 closest friends are victim mentality people, they're going to drag you down. So that's something else you need to assess.
Yeah.
Who am I surrounding myself with? Yeah. Who are the people that I'm pouring into and are pouring into me?
It's so easy to nitpick on the things that others may think you're doing wrong versus, lifting up those small things that you're doing right. Because, especially with, at least with our family, I think all of us are really good with, giving credit to the good things, especially, at least that's how we felt, growing this coffee shop. Sure. Is, even if it's just that drink was really, really good. Yeah. Or, hey, these cookies taste great type thing. Like, especially as a business owner, we like to hear that stuff. It's not showing like, oh, we're successful because of this, but it helps fix that mentality a little bit. Like, if Callie's really good with it too. If we have a good pizza from Crawford's or Pizza Factory or whatever it is, like we always shoot you guys a text and say, hey, that was great. Not that it really matters in terms of your whole business. But
everybody likes encouragement, right?
Right.
Everybody likes encouragement, whether it's business or, hey, I admire your marriage or whatever it is, or in the gym, hey, I've noticed you've lost weight, or you're working, I can tell you've put on some muscle, things like everybody appreciates that.
And those pieces of encouragement go, at least to me, and I think most people, probably a little bit farther than, the little ticks that people can get you of like, oh, you missed the gym 3 days in a row. Like,
well,
okay.
yeah, I mean, and it totally depends on if that relationship's a pure relationship or not.
Yeah.
If I'm saying that to you because you said I'm going to start going to the gym every day, and I said, hey, you missed the gym 3 days in a row, that's not me trying to put you down. That's me saying, hey, I'm holding you accountable. You said you're going to start doing this.
It's because you want me to hit my
goals.
Because
I want you to hit your goals. But the flip side is the people that try and make fun of you for not reaching something, or or the real popular thing of people that are less successful trying to put down the successful people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, it happens a lot, especially you see it everywhere. People try to put down people like Elon Musk all the time, and it's like, you do understand he has given out like thousands and thousands of high-paid jobs and like boosted our economy so much. I mean, whether you like the guy or not personally, or the way he acts, it doesn't matter. Success, he obviously speaks for himself. So you just need to give that the respect that it deserves. And
you may not agree with all of it. You don't have to agree with all of it, but there's no reason to say, whatever it is, I don't agree with it, or that's dumb. He's making this mistake because he's clearly made more correct decisions.
Yeah, or he's, he has too much money.
Yeah.
Well, he earned it.
Yeah.
You can get off your butt and start earning more money.
Yeah.
I mean, make yourself more valuable, or learn more skills,
or
more training.
He's worth so much. He needs to give half of that. Why?
Yeah, that's like, no. He made it.
Yeah.
I firmly believe he pays plenty in taxes.
Yeah.
It's frustrating when, and it's all mentality things, and it's encouraging to see sometimes. Some of the videos I'll randomly watch and everything. You have these, younger people that are acknowledging the brainwashing that's being done in certain areas of their lives, and it's blatant to them that, wait, but at the end of the day, you have a lot of opportunity here in America. That's why, like, success, when I think of it, we live in the best country for the opportunity for many kinds of successes, whether it's just relationship success, financial success, business opportunities. I mean, there's so many opportunities in this country.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that at the end of the day, another foundation thing to get yourself to any sort of success is just being grateful, having a grateful heart, and being grateful for the things you have.
Yeah.
So you can, I mean, if you're negative all the time and not grateful, that's going to matter if you're going to get to success.
No, I feel like that's something that I need to remember too, because, if we have a down day of sales or things like that, I'll come back home and just kind of be in a bad mood. Like, oh, it was slow. Yeah, but did you have new people today? Or, she'll switch it around and be like, did you serve somebody new? Did somebody try something different? And trying to get that spin on it, which it helps. And that's, if it was just me feeling like that feeling of success would just get pushed down and pushed down and pushed down. But I think even with the slow days or the things that aren't going great, there's still items of success that you can pull from each day to, feel a little bit better and not completely be down on yourself.
Yeah, something that I did, it was years ago, I don't know, probably it was before COVID, 7 or 8 years ago, was I just started writing 5 things I was grateful for every morning on
we did that. I think right before COVID too. We started. I think we did 10 or something like that.
Yeah, writing 5. I just highly suggest that to anybody.
Yeah, even if 5 are the same.
Start training your mindset, because I don't have to do it anymore. I do it every morning without having to write it down. Like, I do it. It's just part of what I do in the mornings. I'm grateful.
Yeah.
For just the opportunities, and then that transforms into the challenges that you face and the times you get knocked on your butt. Mm-hmm. Then you're grateful for those, because gosh, the last time I got knocked down this hard, I learned so much and I came out so much stronger, and we accomplished this. I'm looking forward to it now.
Yeah, and I'll pass some of our old notebooks that we wrote down, and we dated them and stuff like that too. So I can go back and kind of think like, oh, I wasn't here business wise or, as a person 5 or 6 years ago when I wrote this down, but it's super cool to go back and think, how positive I was still thinking in maybe a slow time or during COVID, things like that, when maybe the mentality or sales, things like that weren't there, but there's still those pieces that you can
There's
find
always
each
things
day.
to be grateful for. The fact of the matter is you woke up to be able to write things to be grateful for.
Yeah. That could be your number one every single day. Yeah.
You should be able to write 5 things down you're grateful for.
Yeah.
Whether it is, I'm just grateful for waking up. I'm grateful that I can walk. I'm great. Because there are people that would love to write down, I'm grateful I can walk.
Yeah.
It's all perspective. It's all changing that mindset of growth, gratitude, positivity, encouraging others, and that's going to lead to success. Having those qualities is going to lead to whatever level of success you want. If you are completely happy, there's plenty of people. There are people I know that are happy making $60,000 a year.
Yeah.
They are happy. They are enjoying their life. But there are people that I know that make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and they're miserable.
Yeah.
They're just not happy. Because, with more success, financial success usually does bring more challenges, more commitments. The old saying, more money, more problems. It's a fact.
Yeah.
More things come with that. And some people are more equipped to handling those things or not, and it comes back down to what their mentality is.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, I think you need to be, if you can be grateful, making $35,000, and you continue to make sure gratitude is part of who you are as you grow and make more and things like that, then you can be a grateful person making an even more grateful person making $100,000, and using that money. Hey, I don't need all this money. That's when you can get into giving and helping others with it, things like that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, guys, you need to build a mindset of gratitude. You need to be intentional about what goals you want to chase after. You need to be positive to those around you. You need to be encouraging to those around you. And you need to understand that whatever definition of success you want is your definition, and you need to just chase that and make sure you're outworking everybody to get to that level of success, whatever that is, or that marriage or that opportunity, whatever those are. Just make sure that you're always being positive and intentional.